Hi, this is Raul Vergara with Color-Based Solar Solutions, and I want to welcome you to our next edition of Thank Goodness It's Solar Saturday. I'd like you to subscribe to our channel if you like our information, and stay tuned for our next video. Hi, this is Raul Vergara with Color-Based Solar Solutions, and on today's edition of Thank Goodness It's Solar Saturday, I want to talk about a little bit of information which you may or may not have seen on the news. And just as recently as yesterday, we had a major update. So as I was getting ready to present this video, I tried to do a little bit of research on the rate increase that we're all facing in Florida. As you may be aware, our utility company in South Florida has asked for a major rate increase, disguising it with some of the rebates that we're going to be getting this year because of the low fuel costs from last year. But potentially, it is a 24% increase over the next 4 years. And when you worded about a 3 or 4% increase, 3 or 4% increase, 3 or 4% increase over the years, it doesn't sound like a lot of money. And it sounds like it's a very friendly, normal thing to do because prices are going up. But when you look at raising our rates for the sole purpose of raising an additional $2 billion in capital for a for-profit corporation with a very good, healthy bottom line, I question whether it's the right thing to do at this time. In Florida, we have the Public Service Commission, which oversees all of these rate increases. And immediately, as soon as FPL announced that they were doing this filing with the Public Service Commission for the rate increase, many environmental groups, many consumer protection groups immediately mobilized to try to make sure that the consumer was represented at the hearings for the Public Service Commission. And I wonder if yesterday's settlements with the Public Council, Florida Public Council Commission, lowering it from $2 billion to only $1.53 billion, but almost assuring that this will be approved at the Public Service Commission because now it's got the support of the Public Housing and the Public Council from Florida. It really makes you wonder if the public, if your interests, if my interests were really represented, and how it's going to affect us. So as I was getting ready for this video, and I always look at what information is pertinent and what information is important, it's not a bad thing that a profit organization, it's not a bad thing that the executives from the utility company want to make more money or raise more capital for their company. It's not a bad thing. That's what our society, that's what our economy is based on. But when you look at the business practices of these institutions, they spend an awful lot of money advertising to us how good they have been towards our rates. They spend millions of dollars a year promoting themselves as a clean energy source, promoting themselves as a feasible, efficient, reliable energy source. They spend millions of dollars a year promoting the fact that they are such a good value. When I was looking through these 48 pages, there were so many mentions about how our rates are lower than the average rate across the nation that I had a very difficult time finding out exactly what the rate increase was going to be. And I had to ask myself, why do you keep mentioning that our rates are lower than the rest of the nation? That doesn't affect me. I don't live in California. I live in South Florida. I am concerned with the South Florida rates. My budget It's not improved by the fact that I'm paying less than California pays for their electricity. My budget is still my budget. I earn at Florida rates and I spend at Florida rates. Comparing one to the other is not a fair comparison. The fact of the matter is that in South Florida, we as consumers consume 3 times more energy, 3 times more kilowatts than an average home in other areas of the country. Therefore, the energy company selling us energy to our houses can do it more effectively because their infrastructure to carry that energy to our house is only going to cost them so much, whether they send 1 kilowatt hour to your house or 3 kilowatt hours to your house. So of course, to send 3 kilowatt hours to your house is going to cost them less than to send 1 kilowatt hour to 3 different houses. So do not be surprised that your rates are lower. They should be lower. It is a more efficient because we consume more. In every other industry, that's called the supply and demand. We, demand a lot more power, therefore we get bulk pricing. If I walk to the supermarket and I want to buy 1 apple, I'm going to pay a premium price for that 1 apple. If I buy a same supermarket, I go and I buy a 5-pound bag of apples, I'm going to pay less per apple. But if the supermarket is inflating the price for their profits and I'm overpaying for those apples, I'm overpaying when I'm buying 1 apple or the 5-pound bag, I'm still overpaying. In today's economy, I question whether it's the right time to allow a for-profit company to raise your rates by 3%. 3% may not sound like a lot, but 3% on top of 3% on top of 3% on top of 3%, you're looking at a 24% increase, $1.53 billion by the year 2024. That's a lot of money. And on top of that, these executives are asking you to pay for those solar farms that they're building. They're promoting themselves as a clean energy company. They're promoting how they want to do 30 million panels by the year 2030. They are proudly showing off their investment, which is fantastic, and I'm all for it. I'm 100% encouraging this type of investment. What I'm against is the shell game where they're claiming credit, they're claiming it's their investment, but they're filing with the Florida Service Commission so that starting in 2023, you and I pay for their investment. Because in this filing that they have done, asking for the rate increase, they've also asked for a solar base rate starting in 2023, just 2 years on the line, to recover, to allow the utility company to recover 100% the cost of building these solar farms. The reason for that is that these executives do not want the cost of the solar farm to come out of their profits. They want to be assured that they can get the credit for building it, they can get the efficiency of operating it, but the cost of building it is going to come from us, the consumers. And again, I question, every company's got a right to make a profit. We are fortunate in South Florida. This is a very good utility company. There's nothing wrong with the utility company. But I question how much is enough profit for these companies and at what burden to the society should that profit be allowed, and are we really being represented as consumers? As all those questions were going through my head, I came to realize that the fact of the matter is that this company or any other company is 100% entitled to raise their rates. If they want to raise the rates 24% and make your electric bill go from $200 to $248, that's their right. We can't take that right away from them. They are for-profit utility company. They're not a not-for-profit. They're a for-profit utility company. And we should be happy that we have such strong, profitable companies operating in our backyard. The fact of the matter is that those executives make huge salaries, and we have to pay for those huge salaries. What I get upset about is the fact that we as consumers accept that as a reality that we have no say in it. When I speak with most people, they tell me the utility company is a monopoly. I don't have a choice. I can't do anything about it. And I realize that what I need to be speaking about is not about why do these executives need to make another $1.53 billion. What I need to talk about is how do you as a consumer protect yourself? How do you as a consumer break away from that mindset that you don't have a choice? Because the fact of the matter is that you do have a choice. So as I was finishing going through this filing with the Public Service Commission, I kept asking myself, what can we do about this? And it's very frustrating because so many times I hear from everybody that the utility company is a monopoly. The utility company is a monopoly, so I don't have a choice. There's nothing that I can do. The utility companies are a monopoly. I have no choice but to stay with them. I can't choose my provider. You know, it's not like my phone that I can choose different providers. With electricity, it's my utility company. And I said to myself, that's the message that I have to send out. That you do have a choice. As a consumer, there is a free market and you do have a choice. Because you can stay renting your electricity from the utility company and let them keep increasing your rates every single year forever. Or you can invest into solar panels for your house, into renewable energy, make your house more valuable, make your house more resilient, enjoy power even when the grid is down. Because with the additional storage, like you see inside of this house, even through a hurricane, this house that generates its own electricity will have its own power. You never have to fear the loss of electricity because you have your own storage system, making your community also more resilient. So I think that what we have to do is change the mindset of our consumers. Not be stuck with a for-profit utility company raising our rates so they can make an additional $1.3 billion. Even if they're going to invest that into a more resilient grid, it is still coming from us, the consumers. Even if they use that money to invest into a more clean energy, solar farms and such nature, that investment is still coming from you and I. And it is very important that you understand your choice. It's very important that you understand as a consumer, you do have a choice. You are not stuck with the for-profit utility company. You can invest into your own home, making your home more resilient, making your home safer, making your power cleaner, making your community stronger. Many times we hear that the utility companies are moving into this clean energy. We're hearing here in South Florida how they're investing into 30 million solar panels over by the year 2030. But then with the filing Public Service Commission, we find out that they're not investing that money. You and I are going to invest that money. It is your money and my money that they're going to use to put those 30 million solar panels out there. And they're going to profit from it, but you and I do not get to share in that profit. You and I do not get a percentage of the utility company's profits. We only get to pay for their investment so they can make that profit. They claim to be increasing their clean energy production. And they are going away from fossil fuels, and we have to give them credit for it. And I encourage these solar farms that they're building. But they don't get a free pass from me. I'm sorry, but when they claim to be 20% clean energy, they're claiming that clean energy, a big portion of it to come from nuclear. And I'm sorry, nuclear power, while it is cleaner to produce than fossil fuels, it is still very damaging to our environment. When you look at the effects of Turkey Point power plants into our beautiful Crystal Biscayne Bay, when you look at the effects of our offshore coral reefs, when you look at the amount of hot water being pumped, raising the temperature in the Biscayne Bay, killing the fauna, killing the fish, hurting the coral and the environment. And when it comes time to clean that up, when it comes time to improve and mitigate the damage that they have caused, again, it's up to you and I, through the taxpayers at Miami-Dade County, picking up that tab. So I'm sorry, but nuclear, in my book, although it is very efficient, it is not called clean energy. So I challenge you as a consumer that let you know, understand that you do not have to accept this 24% increase of your electric bill over the next 4 years. You do not have to accept the depth of installing those 30 million solar panels by the year 2030. You and I can invest into true, clean, renewable energy in your own rooftop, in your own property, making your home more valuable, making your home more resilient, lowering the cost of your energy, and improving your lifestyle. With storage, like you see in this house right here, this homeowner is not worried about losing power the next storm. Because when the power is lost, the automatic transfer is made, the house is island away from the grid, and the solar panels produce all the clean energy that this family needs to run their lifestyle. If you like the information you've seen today, please subscribe to our channel, hit that like button. We'll let you know the next time we have a topic for you to enjoy. And until the next time, let the sun power your lifestyle.